Change is a difficult thing. So we're migrating from Zoom to YouTube, and this is the first time we're holding the free clarity call on YouTube. My name is Bisola-Mariam, and I'm super excited to be here today, guys. I am the happiest person to come live here to be with you all, and I hope you're doing very well. We'll hope that folks will join us as soon as possible. Yes, we go live, we go live, we go live. Okay, let's see those who are joining in. Well, we'll kick off in about 3, 4, 5 minutes. Kick off in about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, hey, they are here. Oh. I'm laughing at myself because this is the first time we're doing this on YouTube. I mean, we've moved the free clarity call to YouTube for some very good reasons. I realized that, because of the nature of Zoom, people disconnect, they are not able to hear and all of that, and they are not able to always catch the replay. And if we do it on YouTube, I mean, folks can always come back to catch the replay. So that is why we are here on YouTube, right? That's why we're here on YouTube. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So, first of all, I would like to appreciate everyone who has joined this evening. I mean, you all are amazing. Thank you so much for joining in, for your commitment towards this goal. And the next thing I'd like to say is, in no particular order, if you have question or questions, maybe questions on your application, maybe questions on why advisors are not responding to emails, maybe questions even on on what you do, say your expertise or monetizing your skill or skills or your expertise. Please, I would like you all to drop in your comments. Okay, I would like you to drop in your questions and then I would respond. So before I talk about, I begin to share on today's topic. I have something I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is about what happened to me, last week. So what happened? I went for my photo shoot on the 1st of June, which was on Tuesday. But unfortunately, so I was not the only one. Like, I had a couple of people who came with me. I had a female friend who came with me, and I had some other guys who came in later for the photo shoot. But unfortunately, um, while we were at the photo shoots, we is I mean, it's just unfortunate that some miscreants, as the case may be, were somewhere looking at us, and when they saw that we were not looking, they made away with our bags, my laptop, this other lady's laptop, and so many other things. And that is really, really unfair. Like, I felt so bad. I felt distraught, like I was devastated. I mean, I was supposed to complete my website that day or that evening, but for that reason, I had to hold on with the website, plan, and so many other things really went wrong. And it was simply, a very sad, very heartbreaking experience. But there are lessons to learn. I tell you, there are lessons to learn. So, one primary lesson that I would say I have learned from this singular experience is the fact that just be prepared. It makes sense for everyone to know that life is hard, and so be prepared for anything that might happen to you, that might want to happen to you. Be prepared. Be prepared because you don't know what is going to happen. You don't know how life is going to, like, how things would unfold. And so be prepared at all time, because things change, and when things change, you need to really tell yourself that when these bad situations happen, what are you going to do? For instance, that laptop was like my major support system. I mean, I do everything on that laptop. I lost my credit card, my debit card, everything. I couldn't believe it. At the point, I was like, is it God punishing me for going on a photo shoot? And it's not like I've not been praying. It's not like I don't believe in God. And when bad things happen, you begin to question your faith, you begin to question your salvation, and you begin to ask yourself, maybe there's something you did that was really wrong, you know, for you to have had that kind of terrible experience. So it was not punishment. It is just one of those things that happen. And I'm sharing this so that you all know that life happens to everyone. But what do you make out of that bad situation? So, for instance, when I had to block all my cards, and after blocking my cards, I had to get another card from exactly. Thank you, sis. So I had to get another card from my bank. I had to call the credit card company and tell them that they should release or make another card for me. Things are very swift here. I mean, imagine that if it was Nigeria, sorry to say, if it was back home, you and I know that by now, maybe I wouldn't have the card yet, maybe they will say come back in a week. I went to the bank and the card was ready in less than 5 minutes. The card was reproduced, like another card with a new number, a new everything was produced. You know, new card, new everything just came out newly. This is it. This is the card. So, what else do I want to share with you? Another thing I would like to say is that I had to go to the police station to file a police report. I didn't pay or bribe anybody to get the police report. This is the police report. I was given this. I mean, I'm sharing this with you so that you kind of have an idea of how the whole thing went and the steps that I've taken. And I'm still trusting God that I'm going to recover everything that was lost. I don't know how it's going to happen. I am definitely going to recover them. And I'm sharing this because I know that I am going to recover them. And so, yeah, I also want to say that when I recover these things, I will come back here to share the testimony. When I recover these things, I'm definitely going to come back here to share the testimony. So I am not going to waste time talking about my own problem, even though I tell you guys, I am not in the best frame of mind. I'm just trying. And I just know that the work has to continue. I can't allow one bad situation to affect every aspect of my life or the other thing that I want to do. So I mean things, I'm working on everything. I'm definitely getting recovering the ones I can recover, but the ones that I cannot recover, God is going to recover them for me. I am so certain about that. So folks, thank you so much for your words of encouragement, and I'm so glad that we are live. I'm so glad that we are live. So I'm very much interested in answering questions on monetizing skills, expertise, and all of that, because we're in the month of June, and in the month of June, yes, I feel better. I feel better. I'm trying. We're in the month of June, and our focus will be the productivity challenge. So while we're preparing for the challenge, my interest is to answer questions, or as many questions as possible, on how we all can make more money. So if you have questions on monetizing your skill, your expertise, I am here to answer your questions. I am here live and direct, and I'm so excited to be here. And please just throw in those questions. Whatever question you have, throw them in. That is why I'm here. Any question you have, your questions, and I will be glad to answer any question you have, whether it is pertaining to your application or to your brand, to your sales, or to marketing, or to monetizing your skill or expertise. Whatever it is, I am here to answer those questions, guys. I cannot wait to answer your questions. Please, I'm here. So if you've got question or questions for me, please let me know, okay? Please let me know. If you have question or questions, please let me know. I will be very glad to answer your questions. So I'm here. Drop those questions. Drop those questions. Let me begin to answer them one by one. Let me begin to answer them one by one. If you have a question, I will pin it so that everyone can see the question. Does Francis have a question? Does Oge, Arole Miriam, Mr. Godwin David, who has question or questions? So, Mr. Esholuwashion, Madam Chinwe, if you have questions, please throw them in. I am here to answer those questions. I'm here to answer those questions. So while I'm waiting for question or questions, somebody asked me earlier in the week, what do you do when schools are not replying to your emails? Someone asked me earlier in the week and said, Bisola, what do I do when schools are not replying to my email? When schools are not replying to your email or emails, it simply means that you do not have a long list. Okay, I'm going to answer your question. I'm in the eastern part of Nigeria. Which one is UAR? UAR, please expatiate. What's the full meaning of UAR? United Abi? United Arab Abi? United what? UAR means what? Okay, I'm going to answer your question on business, but first, what is the meaning of UAR? What's the meaning of UAR? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me the meaning of UAR. Okay? Tell me the meaning of UAR. Tell me the meaning of UAR. Tell me the meaning of UAR. What business can I start pending when I get my result from school? Although I've applied for a volunteer program, I'm in the eastern part of Nigeria. Okay, list for me in the comment section your skills. Don't apply for passport yet. Don't apply for passports yet. And the reason why I say so is because many of the schools that you're going to be connecting with. Okay, I will take the questions one by one. So, first of all, hold on. Oge has a question. Uthman also has a question. Oge has two questions. United African Republic. Okay. Okay, Oge has two questions. Uthman has one question. So I'm gonna answer them one by one. Guys, just chill for me. Let me try and make a quick post somewhere. United African Republic. You've not heard about the change of name. So the eastern part of Nigeria or Nigeria. Wait, are you for real? I don't get it. I've been seeing UAR everywhere, but wait, has Nigeria become UAR, or are you referring to the northern part? I'm wondering. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna take the questions right now. I'm gonna take the questions right now. Hey, UAR to the world. I don't understand though. I don't understand. Okay, guys. So I'm taking the next question right now. So the question from Oge, number one question is, what business can I start pending when I get my result from school? Number one, okay, this is what I would advise. Don't start a multi-level marketing business. Neither should you start Nigeria be Nigeria be renamed to UAR. Okay. Oh. So guys, let's focus. What business can I start pending when I get my result from school? Although I've applied for a volunteer program, I'm in the eastern part of Nigeria. Eastern part of UAR. Now, I am now in UAR. I'm still on progress. Okay, okay. It's okay. Now, don't apply. Let me take it from the simplest. Don't apply for a passport yet because you don't need a passport just yet. If you have the money, keep the money. Don't apply for a passport yet. I now let me explain why you shouldn't apply for a passport just yet. The reason why you should not apply for a passport just yet is because you need to first connect with schools. And connecting with schools would require you writing letters of introduction to as many schools as possible. So it will not make sense for you to go and apply and get a passport, and the years and the months on the passport will start counting when you have not actually gotten across to schools that have given you good feedback to show that you have funding or that you'll be admitted on a funded program. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense. So, what I think is the smart thing or the smart thing to do is connect with as many schools as possible and focus on earning from your skill, talent, or expertise. So, let's now talk about your second question. Pending when you leave your country or pending when you resume school abroad, what should you do? I will answer your question, Madam Chinwe, and I'm going to be, yeah. Madam Chinwe, I'm going to answer your question, but let me answer Oge's second question. So, Oge's second question is um, what can she do to make money? The first question I'd like to ask you, Oge, is what are the skills that you have? So, can you write very well? Can you develop your writing skills and turn your writing skill into copywriting skill? A lot of online brands are looking for copywriters to help them create copies for their brands. That's one. Are you good with storytelling? Can you teach people how to tell stories that sell or use storytelling to make more sales? And there's so much emphasis on, oh, I'm a content creator, I'm a content creator. There must be something that is just uniquely yours that you can add as a flavor or as an icing on the cake to whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so let me give an example. Okay, so in my case, before I became a study abroad coach, I knew quite a lot about registering people for TOEFL, GRE, and the rest. And so because I could also read up on these exams, it was easy for me to tutor people, and I began to tutor people even before I started applying or even got a fully funded position. So it is possible that through tutoring, I'm not talking about you wasting your time to be doing extra moral lessons or going to visit people in their houses to be teaching their children. Don't do that. But what I'm trying to tell you to do is to focus on what. Now, let me ask, it doesn't have to be writing skill, okay? If you have other things that are like natural gifts that you can monetize. So let me give an instance. Maybe you know how to bake, for instance. Don't just rely on baking cake, right? I'm just giving an example. If you happen to know how to bake, don't just rely on baking cake. Baking cake is one way to make money, but writing a book on baking is a better way to make money because you're not going to be doing any work again. You have done the work already. You're just going to be what? Monetizing what you have, what you know already as a digital product. And one interesting thing about selling digital product, you're going to be selling the same thing to several people, but definitely you just make sure that you are giving people quality or value, so it's not like you're scamming them or you're just putting whatever whatever it is that you wish to put out there. So let me give you an example. I was sharing with you, I made a post earlier on my wall today that I was engaging vigorously, like I've been putting out content on YouTube. Now, the content that I'm putting on YouTube is not is something that some of you can even read up. If as you begin to work closely on this study abroad journey, do you know one of the ways to master what you're learning as you apply to schools is to teach other people? Is to teach other people. For instance, as you're working on your applications to schools, are you thinking of the possibility of even, training other people in the future on how they can apply to schools abroad? Well, maybe I shouldn't be saying this and then, oh, maybe I will be, my position will be threatened. No, I'm telling you the truth because you need to also know that these opportunities are there. You need to also know that these opportunities are there. And even for you who is like a potential, like a prospective study abroad, no, a prospective applicant to schools abroad, that does not mean that you cannot teach people at least some aspects that you have mastered as far as applying to schools abroad. So applying to schools abroad is just one way to, to put yourself out there and monetize your skill or expertise. That is if, of course, you really come to master this whole process of applying to schools abroad. That is one. Another thing you can do or focus on is to consider the possibility of, you know, identifying a natural gift that you already have that you don't need to learn. So maybe let's take what you studied from school, for instance. Some of us here studied law, right? And for those who studied law, for instance, a lot of folks are struggling with, monetizing their academic discipline. Law is one profession that is very relevant even in today, and the thing I would like to tell you is that for law, or for anyone who studied law, for instance, it is possible for you to build a brand around that skill or expertise. Even you who is currently, maybe you're a graduate of medicine, there are several people out there who would pay you money or who would appreciate your what, your skill or your intellect or your ability as, let me put it this way, has as I'm thinking of the right word to use. They would appreciate your skill as as someone with a degree in law or as someone with a degree in medicine. So what I'm trying to say in essence is before you begin to think of another skill that you want to develop, another talent that you want to come up with, or another um, you know just before you think of something new, think of what you currently have. And so this is what I always tell folks, that if you think about what you studied in school, forget the fact that maybe there are no jobs out there. The truth is, if you have a good degree or you have studied a course that is relevant in the now, you will make money from that degree or that skill or that intellect that you have. So let's focus on the degree that you have. Maybe whether you studied a law degree, for instance, I've talked about law degree. If you studied medicine, you can monetize that knowledge as a medical doctor. You are a nurse, you can monetize that knowledge as a nurse. I read classics. Some people will say, oh, I did an abstract course. How can I possibly monetize that knowledge? Now, a lot of people do not know the root of many words in English, words that have in English language. People who are preparing for exams like GRE, like IELTS and the TOEFL, especially the verbal or the English section of these exams, get to know or learn new words. A lot of them need to develop their speaking or their English, English proficiency level or skill. Now, for you who studied a seemingly abstract degree like classical studies or classics or Met or English, you are not disadvantaged. You are advantaged because these degrees give you that right foundation, the right, you know, the right training as far as what monetizing that course or that discipline is concerned. Because what you know as studies, so many people who are just speakers of English language have no idea. I mean, I was working like a friend of mine gave me after my after a dinner on my birthday, and then there was something written on the wall which reads chiropractic, and then I was like, chiropractic, what does that mean? And do you know, instantly I began to think of the Greco-Roman root of that word. Greco-Roman, as in I began to think of the Greek roots or the Roman roots of that word. What am I saying in essence? Because I have a background in classics, I can think of the root of the word that many people who do not have my background or my training, they will never know it. And so do not think of your degree or the course you've studied as something so abstract that cannot be monetized. No, even if you studied a degree like classics or English language, you can monetize because one, for people who are writing exams like TOEFL, GRE, IELTS, and the rest every year. Imagine if you build following around your brand, around your knowledge as a graduate of English language, or around your knowledge as a graduate of classical studies, or around your knowledge as a graduate of German studies, or around your knowledge as a graduate of French. You're going to be making a lot of money. Yes, you're definitely going to be making a lot of money because so many people want to learn these languages or gain international and local opportunities from understand from just knowing how to speak a particular language very well or using a particular language in specific context. I told you that you'll be working yourself up, like you'll be out of stress if you are focusing on just teaching people like live class, webinar, master class. You will burn out. You will burn out. Rather than waste time trying to people, getting people you then you're teaching them every month. Create your like build a system that would operate when you're sleeping. Build a system that will run even when you are not there. So for instance, you know so much, you can teach English language. Stop teaching people up and down. Stop organizing lessons. You would burn out. How many lessons organize? You possibly teach every day, every week, every month. But if you document your strategies and put your systems into a book, you don't need to have to teach people every time. Your book becomes a reference tool, like it becomes a reference point. Every time someone somewhere needs to learn what you know, the results that you have gotten, needs to know how exactly you wrote the TOEFL and made 100 out of 120, how exactly you wrote the IELTS, one experience that you like they do not know that it is possible for them to monetize the that they have or the results that they've gotten from just writing the ICANN exam. Think about the number of people who fail this exam on a yearly basis. So you're not smart for nothing. You're smart for a reason. And the reason why you're smart is to be able to what monetize that knowledge, to profit in millions from that result that you have gotten. Don't be like other folks you know, who would I'm thinking of the right word to use, who would, you know, get a result, achieve a feat, and then they are just there. I've gotten a fully funded scholarship, and then you keep your strategies to yourself. Oh, I just won the MasterCard Foundation scholarship, and then you keep your strategies to yourself. Every win, I want someone to write that in the comment section. Every win you would ever achieve is for you to profit from. Every failure you ever experience is for you to profit from. Yes, and I'm going to tell you that every failure you ever experience, I would like you to type that in the comment section. Every failure you would ever experience, every win you would ever experience is for you to profit from. When I say every failure, yes, because I had a visa denial, it was a failure. But guess what? I can teach people how to avoid visa denial today. I'm not going to say I will teach classes every time, teach and teach and teach. No, I would create a course. In fact, I might just organize a live class, record the live class, put this live class into a structured content, either by hosting it on a learning management system, an LMS platform, or any platform that can allow me host that online course. Even though that knowledge came from my failure, I haven't experienced the visa denial. I can also sell that failure as money making machine. Every win we'll ever experience is for us to profit from. Every failure we ever experience is for us to profit from. So I'd like for you all to mention some failures that you have experienced and that you learned lessons from. Maybe you've been in a relationship and you were always physically or emotionally abused in that relationship, and then you left. Do you know that your pain can become the basis for profiting? Your pain can be the basis for profiting. Your hurt, your pain can be the basis for you to be able to profit. So every failure, every pain can is something to profit from. I'm going to answer all the questions in the chat room. Every failure is for you to profit from. So, I had a husband, I was married to my husband, and then the relationship did not work out well, and then I divorced him. That's an example. And so eventually I moved on, I married somebody else, and when I married somebody else, the relationship then works. Now, how can you show people who are struggling, who do not know whether they should divorce is what they should do or whether they should stay in the marriage? There are a lot of people who are hurting, who need healing. And if you have healed, you can also help others heal. And in helping others heal, you can make lots and lots of money from helping other heal. Now, I'd like to share with you the information of someone that I follow on YouTube. Her name is Iyanla Vanzan. Iyanla Vanzan, like, she was abused severally growing up. She was a victim of drug abuse. She was anything you can think of negative. She represents anything negative, right? She's gone through multiple relationships, like plenty disappointment, several relationships disappointment, and eventually she to get healing. I was talking about Iyanla Vanzan, and I said that despite being a broke person who has failed in several relationships, who has failed several times, who thought that nothing good was come out of her, guess what? She is healing people. And considering the fact that she has healed from all of her own experiences, she's able to use the skills that she has gathered over the years and from the many mistakes she's made to help others so that they do not make the same mistake. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So if you're watching this broadcast right now, what I want you to understand is every win, every pain is for us to profit from. Every win, every pain is for us to profit from. Think about my story. I had visa denial. Despite having a visa denial, I eventually won the visa. And after winning the visa, I can teach people how to avoid visa denial as a study abroad coach, right? So maybe you've gone through a relationship that did not work well. What lessons did you learn? Document it. Document it. Document it. Now, I have never written any book on parenting or pregnancy. I am considering working on a book on relationship and parenting, or something on marriage generally. And I'm telling you this because I have learned certain lessons. I have seen certain things that I believe that that message that I carry would, I mean, that message that that lessons that I have learned will be of use to other people who might be in a kind of relationship situation, might be struggling with one thing or the other. So I have documented so many things. Like, I haven't really documented my marital relationship, and I feel that this is the time to begin to document, because I mean 7 years down the line, no be beans. So I'm going to be documenting all that I've learned, and I'm going to be putting them together as a structured book, and I can sell that book. And from that book, I can create an online course from it. From an online course, I can even create a membership program from it. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to understand, the money you need, the abundance that you need is inside of you. Is inside of you. In your pain, in your grief, in the hurt that you feel, there is inside of it. Oh, think of a woman who went through a cesarean section. It's right, but if this woman can document her experience as someone who has gone through cesarean section, she can as well show other women how to have each free cesarean section in form of a book or an online course or even a membership program. And the way to, so like, the truth of the matter is people have 1,001 problems. And so as long as you can solve people's problems, guess what? You're going to be making a lot of money. And the more problems you can solve, the more sources of income you can generate for yourself. Say that in the comment section. The more problems you can solve, the more sources of income you can create. I know that I've not been able to say so much today. I wanted this to be like the tip of the iceberg, because from throughout the for the next few months we'll be talking profit in millions, because I know that a lot of people need money. We need money. We all need money. But the truth is, look at you who can sew. Olabiyi can sew, for instance. How about you, Olabiyi? Think of a way to create a book from your knowledge as a tailor. Let me tell you guys the truth. Let me tell you guys the truth. The truth of the matter is, there is something you know that the world needs. There are some mistakes that you have made that if you document it, the next person will not make that mistake. When I wrote my book titled The Unseen Scars of Stigma, I was just writing that book from the place of pain. I wasn't even sure whether anything was going to come out of the book. I sold a few copies, but right now I am thinking of scaling up and repositioning that book so that it can bring me a lot of money. I'm thinking of creating a healing school from my book, and that healing school will be born this year. But I need to tidy a lot of things up, the study abroad audience, the profit in millions audience, and those who are in need of healing all at the same time. So I need to sectionalize everything. See, the more problem you are, okay, Reader Basi, I think Reader bakes. I don't know if it's Reader that bakes or Vera. I know one of the scholars here can bake. That you can bake is not enough. That baking skill alone can bring you 4 to 5 million naira. You can write a book on relationship even as a baker, because so many homes are broken because the women cannot cook. Yes or no? So many homes have broken up, like so many relationships have gone down the drain because the wives can't cook. That's one. Another thing is, from your skill or experience as a baker, you can create a book that helps you build a meal plan for children. Like, there are so many parents who are struggling with giving their children good food. You can become someone who is positioning herself in not just marriage counts as a professional baker, because the thing is, like men, every man or most men, if not all, will like a good cook. If you're writing a book on solving marital problems using your skill or your knowledge, as you're solving the problems for married people, that's marriage. For children or children development or children physical development, writing a book that helps parents or school owners to come up with meal plans that work so that children are not malnutrition, you're solving a problem in the health niche. Even as a baker, you can also create a book for bakers like you who are struggling with sales. You're solving a problem in the marketing niche. I don't know if this is making sense, guys. There's so much you can do from that one knowledge that you have. And the more streams of income you can create, meaning that the more problems you can solve from that one knowledge, from that one idea, from that one skill, the better for you. Olabi Idris is a tailor, right? Olabi, the scholar in the Scholarship Guaranteed Academy, is a tailor. But despite that he's a fashion designer, that does not mean that he should sew every day. He can actually learn to outsource jobs to younger tailors or tailors, upcoming tailors, why they cut the profit 50-50. You don't need to work your ass out all the time. That's one way for Olabi to make money. Another way for Olabi to also make money is for him to write books, or create like develop working system. How do people sew these styles in the most simple way? Show people how they can do the same. Maybe there are folks who just want to learn how to sew by themselves. Writing a book would help you train people who can sew, or would train people how they can sew by themselves. I mean, one of the things that a lot of you guys need to know is, as you're coming abroad, right? There are a lot of people who are living abroad who cannot afford to take their clothes to tailors all the time because it is expensive. How about you beginning to think of the possibility of serving the scholars abroad as you plan to go abroad soon? So one of the things you need to bear in mind, my amazing scholars, is that you need to begin to think of how to monetize what you know as we work on the study abroad journey. Yes, it is an important journey, but bills are going to be calling, guys. Mr. Esho Oluwaseun is a graphics designer. Esho does not. He can make money from making flyers, make money from creating a book of graphics designing. He can make money from creating a book that solves other graphics designers who are struggling with sales. He can also create a book that not just a book, he can even create an online course from the same thing, from this one stream of income. So what have I said? I have said a lot. I'm simply telling you that profiting in millions is possible. And I'm going to end this live broadcast with my own personal story. In 2013, you all know, or most of you know, that I graduated in 2013. No job. I went NYSC in the north. I took my baby with me. It was one very crazy experience. I struggled. Me by my baby by myself. There was no support system at all. So I left the north, and I left the Abia, and then I came back to the southwest. I started teaching in a secondary school. I was getting paid, but the money was not enough because we had a toddler in school. When I finished NYSC, I got another job in the university. I was working with the university for like another year, and I was getting paid 20, but the money was not enough. When I went back to the university to work, I started learning how to sew. And when I started learning how to sew, one of the things that I also learned is the need to begin to make money. So when I started my sewing, I started taking jobs. So I would give some of those jobs to my boss. I would take 50%, she would take 50%. The reality is affiliate marketing is one of affiliate system is one of the things that you every business owner must learn to do. I'm going to teach more about all of this challenge. So when you understand that there is, I mean, now when I realized that I wasn't making as much as I needed, and I was going through so much plenty talk on, this cloth did not do this cloth did not stand like this. There was so much talk. I got tired though. Sneakers, and sometimes you would your contact will not deliver the sneakers on time. So I had situations where people were complaining that the sneakers did not get to them, and I was trying my best. So I getting the sneakers across to them as soon as possible. The struggle I had. The next struggle I had was with um after the sneakers episode, I started making gele. Autogly, like the autogly is made up of made with or traditional African wool and made into headgear, the kind of headgear that ladies wear for weddings, parties in Africa. So I learned how to make autogly. I was making sales, but the money was not much because people will say, is it not 1,005? Is it not 2,000? I was selling autogly. Imagine if I had common sense. I should have written a book on how to make autogly. I don't know if that makes sense. Imagine if I had common sense. I could have written a book on how to make autogele. I make that book 1,000 naira and I sell it to 100 women in my local church. 1,000 naira is small money. If I had priced that book 1,000 naira and 100 women in my local church, that year, that year that autogele was really blowing, even till now, even till tomorrow, people would have bought my book for 1,000 naira without doubting, without thinking twice. I don't know if that makes sense. They would have bought my book for 1,000 naira. I would have made cool 100K by sitting down for less than 5 hours to create a book and selling it to them. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? If this has been helpful, if this session has been helpful, let me know. We've got 10 more minutes to go. We're almost rounding off. I'm going to take another question from Chinwe. So this one is about scholarship, and Chinwe is saying, can I apply to schools abroad with a tutu? Yes, you can apply to schools abroad with a tutu. So now don't be too paranoid, don't be too apprehensive here, because I say that because, see, let's focus on reaching out to schools before we believe or think that there are no options for us out there. So when we begin to send out letters of introduction, before we even shoot out those letters of introduction, the first thing we need to do is to convert your transcripts on after converting your transcript for free. If you go through my old videos, you will see a video on how to convert transcripts. When we convert transcript, the next thing we do is take that transcript that we have evaluated, right? Take it and look at the cumulative and make that result available to schools when you're trying to connect with them. One thing you need to understand is, as much as, thank you, Mr. Lenos Lee, thank you so much for your comment. So, as much as you think that, or you focus on the fact that, so many of these schools, they won't admit you because you have a tutu. They want to see how you have done in all the courses you've taken. They want to see how you've done in all the courses you've taken. So before you begin to shoot yourself in the leg or conclude and assume and tell yourself, I'm not going to be able to apply, they will not admit me, I'm not good enough, go through what I've said. Go evaluate your transcript for free on wes.org, wes.org. Evaluate your transcript for free. After you have evaluated your transcript for free, the next thing is to look at last 2 years on your transcript. I mean, if you didn't do well, no wahala. But if you know what I'm saying, you would understand that these schools are going to be looking out for the courses that you're taking, not just your overall CGPA. They want to look at how you have done in the courses. And make sure that when you're looking at your transcript, connect your transcript closely with the courses you want to apply to. Connecting your transcript closely with the courses you want to apply to simply means that you are looking at the courses online and looking at the courses you've taken in school and how. Oh, someone said my volume isn't okay. Oh, wow, can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know. If you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know. Right? So, your transcript, like I said, they will look at your courses. They're not just going to judge you and say, oh, she's got a 2-2, she's not people. Even though, yes, most programs have a minimum, a lot of programs offer conditional admission offers, like conditional decision in the sense that even if your transcript is not completely outstanding, they are willing to what let you apply on a conditional basis. And if you get on the program and you prove that you're good after the first semester, I mean, yeah, thank you so much. They will be willing to admit you. So one thing is sure, yes, that anxiety, but see, let's not hide behind fear. Let us use that fear as as a source of strength. Let us use that fear as something, to push forward with. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So, and ask yourself, even if there is a problem with the fact that you have a tutu, do not be the judge in your own case. Don't be the, like, you can't be the party organizer at your own funeral. Don't bury yourself before your death. What I mean by before your funeral, or do not be the 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 undertaker at your own funeral, is that you need to let the schools determine whether you're good enough or not. And the only way they can determine whether you're good enough or not is when you send out the application, is when you connect, rather, is when you write them a letter of introduction. And so there's a last question from Uthman. Uthman is asking me, and Uthman is saying, um, he needs to know how to write a letter of introduction. Let me see. Can I get a sample of the letters of introduction as well as this second one? So I don't understand what you mean. So the only thing I understand from this second question from Hoofman is, can he get samples of letters of introduction? If you're looking for samples of letters of introduction and you're not ready to buy my book, I would recommend that you go online. If you go online, just Google, you'll find templates online. The thing about my book is now structured. I can download it. It is hosted on seller.co. So if you need my book, for instance, to navigate this application process, I would recommend that you get my book or get my online course. Now, one thing is sure, my book is even on promo. Interesting, right? My book is currently on a 2-day promo. So by Sunday midnight, my book will be off the market and will be off the 5,000 naira discount. And we're returning to 15,000 naira price for the book. So if you want my scholarship guaranteed hack book, get the book for 5,000 naira, which is the promo price. And my online course is 15,000 naira, and it also gives you free access to my book. And these are promo prices, guys. By the end of Sunday midnight, my online course returns to 50,000 naira, which is $150. You don't want to sleep on that, guys. You don't want to sleep on that. Another thing I'd like to share with you is, if you're watching this broadcast and you know that you want to be part of the Study Abroad Challenge, it is a free webinar up on a private Facebook group. And I don't want you to miss that free webinar for anything. I don't want you to miss it because I'm going to be teaching beyond what I'm sharing here. It's going to be a structured 2-day webinar, and you do not want to miss it for a thing. It's going to be mind blowing. I can assure you of that. And so, if you're currently struggling with sales, your business isn't going the way you want it, you do not know whether you possess what you can monetize, whether you don't even know, maybe you don't even know you have something worth monetizing. Guys, come to the study.
come to the Profit in Millions Challenge. It is a free 2 day webinar on a private Facebook group, and I do not want you to miss it, guys. I don't want you to miss joining the Profit in Millions webinar. It is a free 2 day event happening on a private Facebook group. You don't want to miss it, guys. You don't want to miss it. So, if you're watching this broadcast right now and you feel that, oh, you need that private support, you need to be given that one-on-one coaching, you want to have access to me and all of that, I am bringing to your notice the affiliate program. So we have the Clarity team, also known as the affiliate team. And if you want me to be involved in your application to schools abroad, maybe you can't even afford to pay for our services. If you become an affiliate today, you will not only benefit free coaching, free mentorship, free support, you would also get free access, guys. You would also get free access to all of my products in whatever category you are qualified. In addition to that, I'm going to be teaching you sales. I'm going to be teaching you how to scale up, how to monetize what you know, and make lot of knowledge, skill, gift, or expertise. You don't want to miss the opportunity to work with me as an affiliate. We have 10 people already, and before the end of this month, before Sunday, we should have 10 more folks joining, and we will be closing that. Like, we're going to close it because we're having the opening ceremony on Sunday. So if you want it so that you can make money while also working closely with me, in the inner circle, this is an opportunity you don't want to miss. As an affiliate, guess what? You get access to, if you qualify in the three different affiliate category or categories, you will get free access to my book, my online course, or one-on-one coaching, depending on the category and the target that you are able to meet. In addition to that, every time you sell any of my product or services, you make 50%. I make 50%, you make 50%. So if I have a product that is worth $500, you make $250. If I have a product of, something that is for $100, you make $50, I make $50. So why am I sharing this with you? I'm telling you this because I know that we all need money. And so work with me because I've got a result that you can leverage on. And I have an advantage that you can leverage on to the glory of God. If you can work closely with me, you will not just benefit from learning the strategies for building your own knowledge business or knowledge enterprise. You would also get the proven methods for assessing guarantee scholarships. On top of that, you're going to be making money every time you sell a product or a service that I have launched or that is about to be launched. This is an amazing offer, and I am not sure you're going to ever get this twice or from anyone else. So if you're watching right now, listen closely. Grab this offer. Do not hesitate to connect with me. Do not hesitate to, as in, grab it fast, fast, fast. This is $1 million opportunity, and I do not want you to miss it. I am done talking, and I hope that you've gotten value tonight. I know some folks have gone to sleep, so don't forget all that I've shared. The first thing I said is, the more problems you can solve, the more sources of income you can generate. Every of your pain can become profiting system. You can profit from your pain and you can profit from your wins. I already explained what I meant by that. So if you're not going to remember anything, just make sure that you remember these points that I've highlighted. Number one, there is abundance out there. The more problems you can solve for people, the more money you can make. People will not give you money because they just like your face. They will give you money because you're able to solve their problems. Understand also that you can make money and profit from your failures, you can profit from your wins. Also understand that you need to document everything you go through so that it can help other people. And in helping these other people, you make money. I hope this session has been really helpful and impactful to you, for you, in your whatever. Just understand that I love you so much. I am rooting for you. I believe that we all can win, and that bag we will grab it. We would all grab that bag. So if you're also watching and you're interested in a one-on-one support, like a private coaching with me, connect with me via my phone number in order to talk to me, or just connect with me by sending me a DM in order to talk to me about your study abroad plans, or you just want to learn how to monetize your skill. It's a book. You want to create an online course, or you want to build a brand online and you don't even know how to get started. If you reach out to me, I can show you how to do what I do so that every month you can make money on a monthly basis. You can even make more than that. And I can show you how to access guarantee scholarship. Scholarship whatever the case may be, even before the December of this year. If this is what you need, if this sounds like what you need, then keep watching my YouTube channel, keep following me on my YouTube, on my Facebook page, and most importantly, talk to me right now because I have a done for you private one-on-one coaching program that is launching on Monday, and you don't want to miss this opportunity. Thank you, and God bless you. I'll see you around.